Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascale on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
The Nesting by Kim Richards. Nigel stood before her grandmother's antique lindenwood credenza. She gazed at a set of nesting dolls arranged in a circle atop a crochet string doily. Each doll was increasingly larger than the next, until the smallest of the six sat beside the largest. The smallest represented an infant. Each successive doll increased in apparent age as it did in size. She knew they fit inside one another, which is why Grandma Audine called them nesting dolls. Nigel longed to reach out and touch their glossy surfaces, take them in her hands, give them voices and movement. Alas, that was forbidden. She could only stand before them and memorize all the details. There were many. The largest doll could easily be a grandmother, she supposed. Lines traced around the mouth, eyes, and across its forehead. Its gray painted hair looked plain with only a part in the center. A dress with little pink flowers covered its round body, atop which an apron lined with painted lace adorned the front. The doll's lips were pink to match the dress. What interested Nadja most was the figure the grandma doll held in one hand. At first she thought it was a peculiar mouse. Then one day when Grandma Audine shuffled to the kitchen for tea, Nadja dared lean in close. That's when she realized the tip of the mouse's tail ended with a shape like a barbed arrowhead. What she previously thought were pointed ears were indeed horns. Nadja leaned in, nearly touching the doll with her nose to better examine the figure's red eyes. When they blinked, she almost knocked over the entire doll set when she jumped back with arms flailing. That was 2 weeks ago. Today, Audine nestled in her worn-out recliner. Silent and brooding, she twisted her ragged lap blanket in her gnarled hands. She pursed her lips, watching her granddaughter stare at the dolls. After letting out a big sigh, she said, "You know, there were supposed to be 8 of those." Nadja straightened and turned to face her grandmother. "What happened to the other 2?" "They got used up." "Used up how?" Audine held out her hands. "Help me up, and I'll show you." Ever obedient, Nadja did so. She struggled to assist the older woman to stand, but eventually managed to get her on her slippered feet. Together, they slowly walked over to the credenza. Motioning toward the dolls, Audine instructed, "Pick up the largest doll and one of the others." "Does it matter which one?" Audine shook her head. When Nadja closed her fingers around the grandmother doll, a tingling sensation traveled through her fingertips across her palm and up her arm. She wanted to put it down, but one look at her grandmother's dour expression told her to continue. Her hand hovered over the other dolls. I can't decide." "Well, I can't stand here all day, not with these aching knees. Just pick one." "I have an idea, since this one," she held up the large doll in her hand, "reminds me of a grandmother. That means she's you. So I'll pick the one that looks like me." Audine's mouth twitched into a wicked grin as Nigel chose the one with the dress the same color as hers. "Now nest that one inside the larger one." Nadja turned the dolls on their sides and placed the head of the smaller one inside the opening at the bottom of the other. The tingling in her arm spread across her entire body. With a wet, sucking sound, the small doll swiftly left Nadja's fingers and disappeared inside the other doll. Suddenly weak, she fell to her knees. "What's happening?" The dolls fell from her fingers, bouncing on the floor. "It's the nesting." Audine lifted her skirts. With the same sucking sound, Nadja disappeared beneath the cloth, head first, her scream muffled and then silenced. The air around Audine shimmered. She stood taller, the wrinkles of her skin smoothed away, and she smiled a now youthful smile. Humming, she returned the large doll to its place on the credenza.